It's 8 a.m. on Monday the 18th of November on Ronald Johnson playing fields in Moston, North Manchester. And the day has finally arrived when the work will start on building the stadium, pitches and community sports facilities for FC United and Moston Juniors football clubs. Gathering together this morning are some of the key people who, along with the FC United membership, have helped drive the project forward. So the City Council has given FC United a lot of support in this project. Can you tell us why it's so important for the council?
Well, I think there are a number of reasons, but first and foremost, this will probably be one of the best community football projects anywhere in the country. It will bring football at a level that exists nowhere else in the city, but it will also support thousands of young people to have a better life through engagement with sport.
So you hope it's going to be an important thing for the whole city?
I think its impact is largely going to be on the north and the east of the city, of course, of where it is. But we've already seen over the last couple of years extensive community programmes, not purely football, coming out of the club, supporting young people across the city.
Great. And how's the council going to keep a check on whether FC United's keeping to its word of all the things they're aspiring to do?
Well, look, ultimately, this has to be a partnership for it to work, and that's how we'll keep a check. We'll be working alongside FC United to make sure they are delivering what they've promised for the people of Manchester, but particularly for the people of Moston.
So, Paul, could you just tell us why this is important for Moston Juniors?
Well, as a Charter Standard Community Club, one of the key things that we try and do is develop the children from being 6 and 7 years old all the way through to adult. So we try and involve the whole community, not just in the football, but in the development of those children becoming adults, becoming back into the club, eventually as coaches. So getting a scheme like this is tremendous for us.
Great. And how do you hope it's going to develop over the next few years?
What we're looking for is for these children to get the opportunity to, the opportunity to go into semi-pro football or pro football, to see a ground where when they're 5 years old they might be able to play eventually when they get older. And also the work that we can do with FC and ourselves and some of our coaches to go jointly into schools to do schools work, and also try and get multi-sports to really grow the community aspect of it.
Great. And are the children excited about it?
They are, very much so, and a lot of the parents as well. We've had lots of people interested in when can we go and see the first game, where's it going to be, what's going to happen. So yeah, lots of interest.
We first met Andy Walsh about 4 years ago when the project was going to be at the 10 Acres Lane site, and obviously we've worked closely with Andy since then, as it's moved on and obviously transferred to this site.
Yeah, sure. So how are the plans going?
I think everything's gone really well in terms of the work to get the planning permission. Obviously we've had a few hurdles to get over, but I think it's gone really well. It's obviously been quite a long process with the two sites, but on the whole we're pleased to be where we are, ready to start digging.
Yeah. So why are you involved with FC United?
We do quite a lot of work around the country really, but particularly around the northwest in terms of football clubs at all different levels. So we're involved with a few other of the clubs around the area. So we do a lot in sport and leisure, and particularly in soccer and football.
Okay. So which other football grounds have you been involved with?
Our first one was we did the redevelopment of Deepdale, which is in Preston, which is where we originated, even though we've got offices in Manchester. We're involved with Oldham on their redevelopment of their side stand there. And farther afield, Peterborough, we're just on with a stand there for Peterborough United. So yeah, we do quite a lot in the sport and leisure area.
Great. So a pretty momentous day today. With
the fantastic day.
Breaking of the ground.
Yeah, fantastic day for the club. Yeah. All the work that goes on behind the scenes is people don't see it all. So to get to this point today where we're digging holes is fantastic for everybody.
I got involved originally on 10 Acres Lane. We were invited along with other architects to bid for the scheme, and luckily we were successful because I'd worked on stadiums in the past, so
right, okay.
It's a quite good opportunity.
So can you tell us about the plans?
Well, yeah, it was originally based, we did design at 10 Acres Lane. There's a few key elements. Andy told us what he wanted, such as a big home end, traditional feel and things. So we tried to, incorporate that into the ground.
Yeah.
So we've got like an L-shaped strong corner, similar to what they use at Beverley at the moment.
Yeah.
So we used that and taken it onto the new stadium, the same sort of idea. So.
Yeah. So it's an exciting project.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting project to work on, isn't it?
How long did it take you to do the plans then and implement them?
Well, as I say, we've been through the process twice. First of all, 10 acres. It took a while then with some of the members and with some of the board at FC United to come through, and then we've more or less taken them on again. So, you know, it'd be 2 or 3 month process really each time for the design, and then it takes longer to do the more detailed design work.
So will you be on site during the build?
Well, occasionally on meetings now and again, see how it's going, once a month,
Working out any glitches?
Yeah.
Yes, it revolves around making the building as energy efficient as we can, and any of the electrical systems in the building, so that's everything from the floodlighting to the lighting in the function room, the changing rooms, and all the heating and ventilation systems, so that the players have got hot showers after the matches, hopefully, and the environment is comfortable when we suddenly get 300 people in the function room, to make it pleasant rather than sweaty and horrible.
Yeah. So is there anything in particular about the way the building's been designed?
We've endeavoured to make it as energy efficient as we can, because that's obviously important in terms of the running costs for the building in the future, and there's been quite a few challenges because of the budgetary constraints of this project. So what we've tried to do as we've developed the design is build in the ability to go back to things once we have the facility, so that we can make some adjustments and make improvements throughout the life of the project.
Well, for the club it certainly means that we will have access to state-of-the-art facilities first and foremost, of course, and it will be an opportunity for us to encourage players to progress. They will be able to see, for example, that there's access to semi-professional, professional football through FC United's academy system, for example. They will be able to see that other clubs and semi-professional, professional clubs will also take the opportunity to come and assess some of our players possibly and invite them for trials. But there's also, I would say, some significant benefits for the wider community in terms of access to facilities to run events and activities, to encourage other organisations to invest in the area, for example, which I think is probably one of the most significant benefits that will come out of this project. Yes, it's sport orientated, which is fantastic, which will encourage, I hope, people to engage in healthier lifestyles, for example, that there will be opportunities to engage in fitness related activities, not just football but other sporting opportunities, rounders, athletics, cricket, on adjoining facilities, and also it will be a means of perhaps encouraging people just to engage with each other, that it will produce a greater sense of cohesion, community cohesion, that people will work together, join together in social, educational, recreational activities, which will be mutually beneficial. But it also means that we might be able to find a means of, for example, bringing advisory services in, such as welfare rights, law centre, for all those people in the wider community who are certainly disadvantaged and are looking for ways in which they can access help and support.
Great. You've got big expectations, haven't you?
Well, it's a big project,
yeah.
And we have to think big, as it were. We need it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Moston and for the wider community to derive some significant benefit. This is probably the most significant development for 40, 50 years possibly. It's a long time, and we've waited a long time for this opportunity, and I think we have to look for ways in which we can grasp it with both hands.
My name is Jim Budd and I work for a company called SCP. We're highways and civil engineering consultants in Manchester, and we helped Andy with the transport assessments and the highway design for the site's access.
Okay, and can you tell us what the site access issues are?
Well, site access really was a key issue on this site, because we were trying to get as much of the impacts of both construction and also supported traffic away from St Mary's Road and the residential streets nearby. That was a key point for locals in Moston.
So have you managed to do that?
Well, we're bringing everything onto Lightbound Road, which is a much less sensitive area really for local residents.
Okay. And then was there issues about parking as well?
There were huge issues about car parking. Yeah, that's going to be a key point for us all to address when the stadium's open. So we want to keep supporter cars away from those streets over there along St Mary's Road. We've got 160 spaces on site, but there's also parking down Lightbound Road, and then we've identified other off-site car parks for people to park in if they can't use buses and trams. But public transport around here is excellent, so we're very hopeful that that, and also the fact that it's close to residential areas so supporters can walk, will be a key part in making this site a success.
So it sounds like a lot of planning's gone into that.
An awful lot of planning, yes. Yeah.
Great.
With the club and the council and all involved, yeah.